This is our destination today. It's a beautiful little fern gully up on the rim. Join us as we explore and discover all the hidden gems on this trail into this fern gully.
We're headed north out of Pace, and we are not turning right here, but going straight up onto the rim and heading east on the 300 road. After driving several miles on the 300 road, we'll make a left on this Forest Service road.
Welcome to Hidden Gems of Nature. We're at the pullout next to the trailhead that we're going on today up here on the Mogollon Rim. I'll pan around so you can see what the trailhead looks like. We're just literally off the side of the Forest Service road. There's only room here in this pullout for about 5 or 6 cars. Join us as we explore and discover all the beauty on this trail on the Mogollon Rim.
I'm hiking with Wayne and Ty today. Wayne loves this hike. He's invited me on this hike a number of times. I've just never been able to match schedules with him. Fortunately, this time I was able to match schedules and we were able to hike on this trail. Wayne loves ferns. I've mentioned that in some of the other videos that I have, and so this hike has a lot of fern gullies on it. This trail is actually a portion of a larger loop trail in the area, and because of all the roads that run north and south, you can do sections of this trail or the whole trail. It's beautiful country up here. All these ferns that we're walking through down in these gullies and meadows are bracken ferns. The only other place I've seen ferns grow this tall are in Redwood National Park and Sequoia National Park. I'm sure there's many other places, but those are the only two I've been to that I've seen ferns this tall before.
I don't think I've ever been on the rim where I've seen so many blue spruce. This is really incredible. So enjoy the blue spruce on this hike. Looking back across the meadow we just hiked through, you can see the stand of blue spruce that we hiked through. Don't see this very much up on the rim.
One thing that's interesting about this hike is that if you look at it on a topographic map, it shows that it's relatively flat, but in fact, it's not really flat. It's up and down and up and down and up and down. It's just the ups and downs are not that big of an elevation gain or drop. So on a topographic map, it shows relatively flat.
Crossing this meadow, thought I'd pan across it so you can see. It's a beautiful little meadow as you're crossing. A little bit of water down in the creek still. Not much, haven't had much rains this year in the monsoons. Small stand of aspen trees right there on the edge of the meadow. Beautiful hike. This trail crosses a number of Forest Service roads. So you can intersect this trail anywhere you want, do any section of it you want. Kind of a fun little hike, doing a section at a time or doing it in several different days. So great opportunity to hike lots of different sections of the mountain.
I'm accustomed to seeing ferns growing in the forest where it's shadier and cooler and probably a little wetter. But these bracken ferns love to be out in the sun in the meadows. We found almost none of them in the forest.
So we're hiking along and found this animal sign. Looks like a territorial dispute between looks like a bobcat and a mountain lion, but I don't know. Here's another Forest Service road that we're crossing. Again, this trail is intersected by a number of Forest Service roads, so you can do any section of this trail anytime you want.
There are a number of Forest Service roads that run north and south between the 300 road and Highway 87. So there's actually a number of trails that you would intersect if you choose to take any of these roads from the 300 road north to Highway 87 or from Highway 87 south to the 300 road. I don't ever remember seeing these little shrub-like pine trees before, and was wondering what kind of pine trees they were. So when I got home, I checked them out. They're actually a white fir tree, and the big tall pines right next to them, or the big tall fir trees right next to them, are also white firs. So I guess this is just when they're young. When I hike up on the rim, I come across a lot of older trees, big trees on occasion. Some of these canyons are very dense with firs and spruce, but very rarely do I see a tree as big as this tree. This pine tree is over 3 feet in diameter. It's quite a large tree. All these large flowers are called cutleaf cone flowers. They're intermixed with the corn lily. I was amazed at how big they were, so I put my hand next to it so you could see how big they are. These are almost the only flowers we saw while we were hiking today. We saw a lot of elk sign on the trail today, but in these fern patches, we found a number of spots where the elk had bedded down. In fact, in one of the patches, there were probably 8, 10, 12 different beds inside the patch. In fact, it was this patch that had the most beds in it. As I pan away from the ferns, you can see how long and narrow this little canyon is. It's a beautiful little canyon or valley. Great place to hike and probably see a lot of wildlife if you get in here early enough. Speaking of wildlife, we didn't see a lot because we left a little later in the day, but down here in the bottom we came across a couple of these little squirrels, little ground squirrels and Hebert's squirrels.
While we were eating our snack, we noticed this tree. I think this is a lightning strike tree. I'm not an expert, but this is really cool how years ago lightning probably struck right there, and then you can see all of the shoots that came out of that tree right up. Isn't that so cool? Pretty cool. This is our destination today. It's a beautiful little fern gully up on the rim. Join us as we explore and discover all the hidden gems on this trail into this fern gully.
This is a little recap of all the little gullies that we went through that were loaded with ferns. Great little hike. Enjoy yourself as you explore and discover these beauties up on the Mogollon Rim.